Hi guys, welcome back to Casually Crafted. My name is Ashley and welcome to week 2 of our Leapfrog Make-Along for the year of 2024 that we are doing and showcasing different frog projects. So I do have 2 more frog things to show you. Since last week I did kind of like blankety yarn type things, I decided to do 2 other amigurumis, but in like normal normal type yarns. So this will be pretty short and sweet, but I will explain what I did and one of the things I didn't quite finish because I didn't like how it was turning out, but I still wanted to show you guys. So sorry, I had to sneeze. So the first one is the one I didn't finish, and his name is Fred the Frog. That's the pattern's name, and it is from a blog called Smart Apple Creations. And so I'll show you what I did, and then I'll show you the other pieces that I didn't put on him. So before I get to that, he was they called for fingering weight yarn. I don't have any fingering weight yarn that I can use to like actually make stuff with. So I used this Just Cotton from the dollar store, and this is the color Sage. So that's what I used, and then I used an F hook. So here he is. Now, I am not great at like sewing things on evenly, which is why I like the no-sew type things. His eyes are not even. And then for his nose and his mouth, I used some Lion Brand cord, something or other, that I made a coin purse out of just recently, and I happened to have it next to me, and everybody else was sleeping in near the areas that my other black yarns would be, so I just used that. So he is supposed to have legs, and each leg had a little foot with little 3 toes. So I hated making these legs. Okay, so the legs are made in like a little tube, and then the 3 toes, which was very complicated, and then you have all these little ends that hang out, and you're supposed to like weave in all these holes, and then his leg's supposed to be like this, and then attach it to the side, kind of like that. Well, in the picture, his toes did not look that huge compared to his body, and I used the same hook and everything. I don't know if it was just because it was so like fiddly to like get into all the spots with the toes and everything, that my stitches were bigger maybe than this working in the round. I don't know. But so I made both feet. I woven all the ends. I even got this far to like put this first one on, and I was just like, no, I don't like how huge his toes are compared to his face. I thought he was a lot cuter just like this, even though his eyes are wonky. This one's like almost looks bigger, but they're just not centered. I think it's up higher on the top of his head. See? Yeah. So yeah, not great at sewing pieces on. So I have another pattern that you sew the eyeballs on top like this. I might regret that. But and also I don't love making tubes like this. Anything smaller than like 6 stitches in a circle is like really hard for me to do. I like almost get my hook into the other side of the tube all the time. And this was 5 single crochets around, so I couldn't imagine doing this in fingering weight yarn. Honestly, it was hard enough as it is with like normal yarn. Anyway, so here's my Fred the Frog, half finished, and he's supposed to be grumpy like this. And then the eyes they used are like those cool, like almost cat eye type ones. It was like bright green, and then the slit in the middle was black. I don't have any fancy eyes like that, so he just gets normal eyes. Okay, so that is Fred the Frog. So next, this is a tutorial here on YouTube, and it's just called the No-Sew Frog, and it calls for sport weight yarn, and I normally don't have very much sport weight, but I did have this Bernat Handicrafter cotton in sport/DK weight. So I don't remember where I got this, honestly, but it was in my cotton stash when I was looking for green yarn. So, and I used an E-hook. So, oh, got fuzzy. Here he is. Now he's a little wonky too, because this pattern, I will say, this tutorial is not super like helpful. She like shows what she's doing, and then I think it has it like written out on the screen too. But even in the comments, somebody said that the so these are all bobbles. The feet, the arms, and these parts by his eyes are just bobble stitches. And somebody commented that the bobble stitches don't line up, and so when they were doing these ones, she put in her comment I don't know, they put in their comment what they did instead of her pattern for that row or round, and that didn't even work for me. So I should have adjusted even on this round, because they are not, here's the feet, this arm is back further this way than this one, so those don't line up. And then I just kind of winged this part to make these kind of line up a little bit better, at least with the feet. And then made sure I had the same amount of stitches per that round. I don't remember what I did to get it to that. And then it wasn't super clear where you do your bobble stitches here a little bit differently than this one. At least she didn't explain it the same way, so I don't know if it was done a different way or not. And then it didn't like really show exactly where to put the eyeballs, if they were supposed to be more in the bobble, or if these are supposed to be like the top part of the eye. I don't know. So it wasn't like that hard, but it was definitely tricky because the pattern was not super clear on some things, and then things didn't line up how they should. So and there weren't that many like positive comments on it, but I still thought he was cute, and I figured I'd try it out. So yeah, these are my 2 projects for this week. I am recording this a little bit early because I want to get some videos ready ahead of time, so that when my husband gets home from work, I'm not completely ignoring him to be working on these. So I'm trying to get ahead on the actual projects and ahead on the recording as well. So let me know how your frog making is going, if you've done any so far. And don't forget that there is a giveaway if you want to post them on Instagram or send me an email. And I'd love to see your frog projects. And that's all for today, and I will see you next week. So talk to you later. Bye, guys.